So last time we spoke about the incels and what happened in Plymouth with that lad Jake Davison who ran amok killing people. We uploaded a video clip of our section covering what incels were. Seems pretty fair, right? That's what we do, right? We
What
bring the
incels are in relation
we-
to, I guess, that Plymouth guy,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The shooter.
We break down the news, we give an opinion, and we keep it moving. But apparently, the incels have been watching us.
We are targeted.
Because when we uploaded the video to YouTube, and I'll be honest, right, we're early doors, right? Our YouTube interaction game isn't that sophisticated.
We
at this
reserve
point.
YouTube for people who are nasty.
Yeah,
We've said
exactly.
that in the past.
Right. Quite a popular post. Noticed that there was something going on when we noticed that this particular post had more views than any of them.
Correct.
In a really short space of time.
Thank God.
Then we started getting littered with a couple of comments from people who were very upset about our views. Your view in particular on Jordan Peterson. And
Oh, yeah.
our views on incels and whether or not they are worthy of a space on Earth. Look,
Don't
man.
say our.
Look.
I'd like to be excluded.
No.
Because I was being educated. I didn't know what an incel
Our
was.
resident
last
incel.
pod.
Our resident incel.
Is back in the war for them, man, and we're about to get into it. Look, buddy. Look, Jeff from I don't know.
There was
Rotherham.
two Jeffs, wasn't there?
Yeah,
So one sent us an educational link to watch of some Turkish guy kicking off about being ugly.
Guys.
That was
I watched a
sus.
bit of that.
Yeah, I watched it too.
I watched 3 minutes. I made my way through 3 minutes.
Yeah, I lasted about 9 or 10.
Guys,
Better than me.
guys, incel, mandem, yeah? Pick up your game a little bit. Stop blaming the world and women about what's going on in your life.
Amen.
It's not no one's fault but your own.
This is the irony of the whole Jordan Peterson shtick, is that he just goes on constantly about personal responsibility, and yet their ability to get laid is totally women's fault.
Yeah.
Just stop being a loser. Then maybe you might get laid. That's just literally it.
As someone who's
literally
done
why it's your
as someone
fault.
who's done journal requests and think pieces this week on the topic of incels, that's the conclusion. Stop.
Oh,
Oh, have you been
stop
working
being
on
moist.
incels recently?
No, but like, I'm super interested in the topic because obviously in the past this incel topic has been going on for years. You know, I remember maybe like over a year ago when I was working at Refinery and I listened to this Radio 4
Name
segment of these British incels who'd actually gone to like an expo for incels in Scotland.
Sweet
And
Jesus.
they had like recorded everything that happened there. And basically it was like this massive like event of all these guys who had traveled there to kind of talk about men's rights and women are shit and all this stuff. And I was just like, what? What did we do? Like,
Wild.
you just don't. The thing is, that they just don't. It comes from a place of not believing in feminism. So therefore, they believe that when women are asking for feminism, we in that messaging, we're thinking, well, men don't matter, and that's not what feminism is. Feminism is equality, essentially. You know,
100%.
no one benefits from the patriarchy. If we live in a feminist world, everyone benefits. But incels look at that, they get very defensive and
Because
start
they're not
saying,
benefiting.
exactly, and they're like, actually, no, men's rights are more important. Women are horrible, and you know, you're kind of like feminazis and all these things. They've just got
Feminazi. Never heard that before.
Have you not?
No, I've
It's a
never
great
heard
bar,
that
to be
before.
fair.
Feminazi. I've literally never heard
It's
that.
awful. But no, I just feel like these guys are just like losers who literally sit in their bedrooms.
How
and just
many
complaining
people-
about
2
women.
weeks ago when we did this pod, I'd never heard of what an incel was. I'd never come across it. I'd never like. So these guys provided an education as to
Yeah.
what an incel is, and then thankfully this engagement that Richard speaks of on YouTube provided further education. Right.
Then you
So he
know.
linked us a video. Right. He dropped the video link into the comments. So I clicked through. And the first 2 minutes or the first minute of the video, basically, he's breaking down the triangle. He's like, it's all about height,
Check.
face,
Oh, check.
and ethnicity.
Oh my God, triple threat, baby.
That's what he was saying. And he had this in a triangle thing. And he was like, basically, if you ain't got these three things,
and you're not
you're
pretty,
struggling.
then you can't get any women,
Okay.
and then it's difficult, isn't it?
I mean,
I like the Mehmet voice.
I get that though. Is
Okay.
that bad?
So we started having an
Because
argument
as
in
a
the
woman-
WhatsApp chat.
We had a mad
We had
argument
an
about it.
argument about it in the chat.
So me and my girlfriends will always say, "What do you call a man that's under 5'10"? A friend." I'm not here to be doing eye to eye with my man. I'm sorry.
Oh my
That's
days.
I want to be cricking up my neck. I'm not going to be looking down. And I'm not going to be looking straight ahead in my man's eyes. I cannot do that. And I'm 5'1", so I get away with. I can date everyone. But
even then,
even then, I don't want no under 5'10" man. Then
Yo, no.
Johnny
I'm
sat
sorry.
here hoping the
No,
seat
no.
that just eats him up.
This is
I
why
can't
I-
let this
this
I
is
said
why-
5'10" and a half.
Are you
I'm 5'10" and a
5'7"?
half.
This is why I wear Air Force Ones.
That's right.
I
That's
can't.
right.
I can't let this run. How is a 5'1" woman talking about 5'10"
because I can.
is a friend?
Exactly. Standards. innit?
Because I can.
Because I can.
I ain't going to
Yo,
settle.
do these incels have a point?
Nah.
He said it from the beginning. Height, face,
Race
ethnicity.
and
Because the thing is, I want to be able to wear heels.
Feel you?
So if I'm wearing,
How big are the
9-inch
heels?
heels.
I was gonna say.
if I'm wearing heels,
Even
I
if
don't want to
she's-
be looking in your eyes.
That's it. If
I
she's
do
busting
not-
6-inch heels,
Thank you.
you still need to have like a
Thank
healthy
you.
difference in
Yeah, but
height.
what
And I'm
kind of-
sorry,
what
you
kind
know
of
what? I
man
just
is
want to say, here's a
5'7" though?
caveat, you know.
Pure man.
Here's a caveat. I want to say sorry to all the short guys. Like, you will find someone.
Sorry,
I've seen,
Johnny.
I've seen, no, but
Johnny, I'm sorry, bro.
sorry, but I have seen couples where a guy's like quite short, like my height, 5'1", and then he's found a woman who's like 4'9". That's great.
We're
Everyone's
all,
the
perfect.
nine.
we're all the same height lying down.
Are they in school uniform?
That's paedophilia. What? What's
Well,
wrong
not
with you?
if he's also underage.
Edit.
What kind of grown man is 5'1"? He needs to grow up, bro.
No, but you seem to think that they have a bit of a point.
So what
Because
I
of the
was
world
trying to
that
say
we
about
live
this
in.
incel things, I don't know much about it, right? What I thought was compelling is that we all know for a fact that the way you look has an impact on how your life goes. And the video that they had posted said something about, or some video that we had been linked to in the comments said something about how you look. I think the title was like how you look impacts every aspect of your life,
Which is just
right?
wild.
So then I tried to think about what are the aspects of our life, yeah? So if you think you've got kind of a professional career aspect in your life, like one lane, then you have like a social friends and rah lane, then you have like a relationship lane or like whatever, your partner, your significant other. I stopped thinking at that stage. There might be other lanes in life. But if you think of those 3 lanes, then for sure how you look affects those 3 lanes, right?
How does how you look affect your professional?
Yeah.
So there's like 50% of jobs you can't get if you're butters, basically.
I feel that is true.
That's
actually,
fact. Anything
50%
customer
of
facing,
jobs.
anything customer
That's a
facing,
lot, though.
you can't be hired if you're butters.
the way you look and also your name,
Name's also a good point, but the way you look is even stronger than your name
like
because your name.
tattoos.
Yeah, the way you look, I can see it from a mile off, right? Your name, your personality, how you carry yourself, and all that other stuff. I'll have to meet you. We'll have to have some level of interaction before I can judge that.
Brother, I've
but
met
the
a
way
lot-
you look, I can see that from a mile off.
I've met a lot of CEOs who don't look like Tyson Beckford.
But again, it's not necessarily
Loads.
CEO
Who's Tyson
level, right? We're talking about.
He's just my twin.
Okay.
You wish.
Very good.
Don't be rude.
Yeah, it's a good
He
thing that
did
this
wish.
isn't
Fucking midget.
a video pod,
Fucking midget over there hyping up. Jesus Christ.
Says the BFG.
I'd rather be
which is how you like him.
Not that tall.
Got him!
I'm not cricking my neck that high.
Jesus, there's a range now, bro.
It's
Fucking
true,
hell.
and this is why these incel men are vexed because they're not in the range.
I don't agree, bro.
No, but this incel from Plymouth, right?
Yeah, no.
I watched the video.
All right, let me just take a quick half step back, right, and say I'm not here for the violence. I'm not here for the.
Moida.
Let's put it this way. There are many when you're disadvantaged in a particular way. There's many ways to react, right? So we were talking a bit about it in the chat in terms of all you need to read a book, get some game, make some money, whatever. There's various ways around your
Game will get you very far,
Your
bro.
disadvantages, whether you want to call it game, whether you want to call it personality, whether you want to call it riches, whatever. There are ways around issues, right? So we're not saying, I'm not here saying the incels are right, the women, no, they should look for butters breads. That's not my argument, right? I'm just saying that their argument of the way you look impacts most of the different aspects of your life.
But I'm looking
makes
at somebody,
sense to me.
But brother, I'm looking at some of these incels who've like killed people or tried to kill people, and like objectively, none of these guys are butters. Like, how many people are actually really, really butters when you think about it? Some people are just average and just need to work with the
Let's ask
shit
chick.
that they've got.
Let's ask the lady.
What you
in the
saying?
room.
And this is it, you know, everyone, I've seen really ugly men have a glow up, and it's like, that's great for you. I'm happy for you. That
Yeah,
glow
that's
up is,
Elon Musk. That's
it's-
No,
that's
no,
these
no, no.
but
billionaires
it's
who are glowing up.
possible.
I agree.
If I think about some of the incels that I've seen online, physically, they're not ugly. I mean, not my type, but someone's type. But they're not physically ugly, like,
Yeah. I think the guy who did the thing in Plymouth, like, you look at him, you don't think objectively butters.
He just looks like an average guy
Just
that
an
you
average
walk
dude.
past.
But it's an insecurity.
So what you're
right?
trying to say? It's a confidence thing.
Yeah, it's an insecurity. So
Yeah.
if you,
Absolutely.
Where your looks aren't necessarily top billing, the personality and every other element, your hard work, your character, how you are with people, and all these other elements fill those gaps. To Jessica's point, if you are average but your personality is 10, you're wiping up in comparison to somebody who is a 10 looks wise but has one personality.
And I will say this, in the dating pool, often the really good looking guys have dry personalities.
go.
But then you look at the average ones who are funny,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I'm more likely to go for the average guy because he's a grower, but he's funny, he's got personality. Whereas all the models and all the like crisp cut guys are just boring as fuck.
Done no.
Sure, but the girls still go for him.
No, but they
Love
don't.
Island literally just showed us that.
But they're so boring.
Sure,
yeah,
but
the
you
girls,
still go for him.
the girls are
I ain't
also
going for
dumb
them.
on Love
Maybe not
Island.
you, but women
So
on,
it's
in
not fair.
general, right?
But it's always like the really good looking boring women go for the really good looking boring men, and then they have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't last.
I think this whole incel shtick is born from an insecurity, and the culture around it is an excuse mechanism. This is what I said last week. There's a there's a very thin line, or a very narrow bridge between people who are incels and people who tend to believe in stuff like white supremacy and nationalism. And it's because just in the same way that blaming people of other ethnicities or people of other countries for your economic oppression or your otherwise less than ideal status in life is due to people from other communities, it's a very easy way of blaming the fact that you don't have either a healthy relationship or any frequent sexual activity on women. And so you are received an ideology that tells you that it's not your fault. It's not your fault, puppy. It's women who have been who've had their brains riddled by feminism and modern liberal society, which has conditioned women to not be entitled to fuck you.
These guys ultimately want everything on
that's why you're not getting any. It's not your fault.
They
it's
ultimately
theirs.
want everything on their own terms as well. Like, they want to live in a world which caters to their awkwardness and to their insecurities, when the reality is it's survival of the fittest out here. You have to adapt to survive. If you go up to a girl on the street and you chirp her and you're on some weird thing, you're not going to get the number.
Exactly.
So you have to adapt to survive. And these men just want to be on their shit, innit? I want to play Call of Duty 25 hours of the day, 8 days of the week, and then like not know how to speak to somebody, but then be on my fucking emotions when I don't find the woman of my dreams.
Yeah, you
Bro, make it make sense.
get out of the house, go kick
You
ball.
know what I mean? Anyway.
Fuck the
Oh,
incels. Like, thanks for the YouTube views though.
fuck the incels, join the union.